at making their own decisions. While you and your I want to be a husband convince your child that they need to get the whole trans thing going on now so they can get a Disney contract.
I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear, whatever my sisters did.
Let's go deeper and keep that raw, in-your-face vibe, shall we? Here's how it all really looks. So we've all seen the headlines. Dwyane Wade's name caught up in this whole secret Hollywood parties mess. But let's not act surprised. This is Hollywood, where everyone's got skeletons in their closets. And these allegations, they aren't just about some raunchy after-parties. Nah, they go deeper. These parties are allegedly more like high-stakes power games, where the rich and famous play with people's careers, their reputations, and even their lives.
It seemed like it's men who...
They not men. I'm a bisexual woman. I'm the B in the LGBTQ plus and it's XYZ. A gay man is a gay man. A sexual being is a sexual being. A sodomite is a predator. If it don't apply, let it fly. Period. What we supposed to call these fairy ass bitches? Let's talk about the problems that black women are having being able to recognize what a real black man looks like.
Welcome to the dark side of fame, where sex, money, and power aren't just casual fun, they're the currency. The rumor mill has been churning for years, and now people are starting to talk. According to insiders, these parties aren't just for show. They're a breeding ground for manipulation and control. Think of it like this. The Hollywood elite throw these extravagant bashes, and sure, they look glamorous on the surface. But under all the glitz and glam is a world where the rules are bent, twisted, and completely reshaped. This is where the big shots get to use their influence. Not just for fun, but for control. It's about getting people in check, keeping them on a leash, and using their power to shape Hollywood's very narrative.
You're lusting after LL Cool J. You're lusting after Diddy. You're lusting after Jay-Z. You're lusting after Dwayne. I now want to be a woman since it looks cute on my son. I mean daughter. You got fucking wills. All these fucking... That's who you lust after. And that's what you go after. You don't go after a real black man. You go for act like the... And then you wonder why you get dogged the out. He don't need you. What you there for? To wear white fingernails and hold big black dick? That probably suck better than you. Like, let's talk about Gabrielle Union right now.
Yeah, let's go. Because...
Now, the last time I sat on this blue couch, I had some very specific things to say about the Wade household.
Yes, you did.
What has happened since I spoke?
In my opinion, it got worse. It's a little more out of control.
They said I was jealous. They said I said everything that I said because I was jealous of Gabrielle Union.
Here's the kicker. We're not talking about low-level producers or struggling actors here. We're talking about A-list celebrities, top executives, and the so-called industry leaders who allegedly orchestrate these hidden gatherings. These aren't just any gatherings either. The word on the street is that they're engineered to create a web of influence, where everyone's tied down by secrets, favors, and unspoken debts. Whether it's money, connections, or even your reputation on the line. If you want to stay on top, you play by their rules. We've seen similar stories in the past, people coming forward with horror stories about how the industry works behind the scenes. There's always been this long-running narrative about the casting couch, where power and sex have been used as tools to manipulate and control young, vulnerable talent. It's a pattern that keeps resurfacing, and each time someone dares to speak up, they're met with backlash. Why? Because in Hollywood, there's always someone bigger, someone more powerful, ready to squash any whistleblower who dares to ruin the facade. Now, with all these new stories bubbling to the surface, it's clear that these so-called parties are tied to something much darker. The people involved aren't just in it for the thrill. They're allegedly using these gatherings as a way to manipulate and control those below them, making sure the power structures in Hollywood remain unchallenged. It's not just about who gets invited.
She the black Kris Jenner. She done turned her husband into a He wants to be a woman. That's why they're getting divorced. She went on Twitter cussing out Diddy and then deleted it because Diddy want to throw Dwyane a divorce freak off. Why is it a problem? He been freaking off. Why you care? You was at the freak off with it. And I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of that. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
This knew this was a and then she pretended he wasn't. And then she pretended that she had the perfect life while she's splitting bills with a You doing the real mom who wants her children to have a fair chance at making their own decisions while you and your I want to be a husband convince your child that they need to get the whole trans thing going on now so they can get a Disney contract. And we all know what Disney does to children. Imagine what they do to trans kids.
Oh, I don't want to imagine.
That's where you want to send your child?
Oof.
But you cut the real mama out. I'm jealous of this bitch. This is a power bottom. He's sucking just like you are. And they high on that Tusi and they having unprotected sex. This is sucking all night. Then he come home and he kiss you with that mouth.
Yeah.
It's about who stays in the inner circle, who has the dirt, and who owes favors. Let's not forget the role social media is playing in all this. It's the double-edged sword of today's celebrity culture. On the one hand, it gives fans a chance to peek behind the curtain. On the other, it forces those with power to protect their dirty little secrets. The more insiders spill the beans, the more we realize that these parties aren't just for rich celebrities to blow off steam. They're for controlling people's destinies, manipulating the narrative and securing power in ways most of us would never even imagine. Take Dame Dash, for example. This guy's been loud and proud about Hollywood's darker side for years. He's spoken out about the manipulation and control tactics used by the big players in the industry. And though he's often written off as a bitter ex-rapper, his stories line up with what others have seen and heard. The dude doesn't hold back. And if you're paying attention, you know, the crazy thing is his stories aren't isolated. They're backed by what other people in the know are saying. These elites don't just live in a bubble of wealth and fame. They operate in a world where they control everything. The artists, the media, the stories, they pull the strings. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Dwyane Wade, who's been nothing short of a public saint in many eyes, is now linked to these shady happenings. A family man, right? All about the positive image. But it's like that good guy facade is starting to crack. And let's be real, Wade isn't the only one with skeletons in the closet. Look at other A-listers. Look at the executives behind the scenes. Look at the high-profile figures who've been linked to these kinds of parties and power plays. Wade's just the latest name added to a growing list of people allegedly caught up in the system that runs Hollywood. The deeper we dig, the more disturbing the picture becomes. It's not just about after parties or some wild, out-of-control nights of excess. No, these events allegedly represent something much more sinister. A way for the powerful to stay on top and keep others in check. You want to rise in Hollywood?